It's the quiet part of the season at Jason Vander Mount Vernon dairy farm, but he still burns through about 250 gallons of fuel on an average day.
So it is something that we need, but to be charged extra for it, that's the frustrating part.
This year, a fuel surcharge attached to the state's Climate Commitment Act went into effect, designed to cut greenhouse gas emissions through a carbon capturing plan. One key reason it was passed is that it exempts farms from the fee. But some oil companies and distributors are passing the charge on to farmers. Jason says one of them is Petroleum. Months after farmers sounded the alarm, the surcharge is still costing Jason an extra 68 cents per gallon, up to $500 a day. That's 30 cents more than the surcharge was in May.
We're here working every day, just trying to make a living, produce quality food, and it's almost like we're being punished for, working.
There are no fines in effect for suppliers who flaunt the law. The Washington Policy Center says the state's farmers are paying an additional $33 million in diesel alone this year.
I can't pass this cost on to somebody else. I am the guy at the end of the line.
I think they are illegally picking the pocket of farmers.
But now farmers are fighting back. The Washington Dairy Federation is publishing the names of fuel distributors who are not adding the surcharge. So far, there are 9 of them across the state.
So our expectation is the rest of them will either stop charging the farmers or they're going to lose their customers.
Meantime, the fall harvest is coming, and Jason expects his fuel costs to double.
It makes it tougher and tougher to farm in Washington State.
A spokesman for Marathon Petroleum says the company is working diligently to figure out the proper forms and methods to make sure this cost is not being passed on to farmers. In Mount Vernon, Eric Wilkinson, King 5 News.